Good morning, dear students of class 12. Welcome to this online learning class of English. Today we are going to take up part 3 of the lesson, The Enemy. But before we continue this lesson, let us recapitulate part 2 of the lesson which we did yesterday. We discussed about Dr. Sadau's childhood days, Dr. Sadau's father meeting Hannah, then the incident that day and the reaction of the servants. Dr. Sadau's reputation as a doctor, the dilemma that the doctor was in, whether to push this man back into the sea, the prisoner of war, or hand him over to the Japanese police, or to bring him to the house and give him treatment, save his life as a doctor, and then hand him over to the Japanese police. Finally, the decision was taken, the conflict was resolved, and they decided to take him to the house, give him treatment, and then hand him over to the Japanese police. Now the treatment of the prisoner of war begins. Sadao enters dressed in surgeon's coat, carrying tools. He orders his wife Hannah to get towel, and she does so obediently. She also runs to get in extra blankets because she feels that the expensive floor coverings of her father-in-law's room it would get spoiled because of the uh, excessive blood. When she returns, she finds that the floor is already soaked in blood. Dr. Sadao instructs his wife to give the man anesthetic, and Hannah protests as she has never done that before. Hannah returns and Sadao teaches Hannah how to administer anesthetic. She wonders if there is any truth to the rumors that she had heard about Japanese soldiers torturing the prisoner of war. She also thinks of General Takima, who is now a war hero. He used to beat his wife. This is what she had heard. And ever since his victory at the Battle of Manchuria, nobody had talked the way he abused his wife. And Hannah wonders that if a man can be so cruel to his wife, would he not be cruel to the prisoner of wars? At that moment, she notices dark crimson scars on the man's neck right below his ears. So this man was also tortured. Sadao, if we analyze this, he places his responsibility as a surgeon, and Hannah is an obedient assistant. Sadao, as a husband, should comfort and support his wife, but as a surgeon, he has to continue with the operation. Hannah reveals a whisper of doubt about her country's perfect goodness and superiority, wondering if her beloved country is capable of committing atrocities like those she heard of through the rumor mill. How badly the Japanese they used to uh, torture the prisoner of wars. She also conflates the injured man with General Takima's abused wife, depicting both General Takima and Japan. They were more broadly forces that are praised in public, but they are inhuman in private. So, we see that Hannah here feels sorry for the prisoner of war who had been tortured badly by her own Japanese soldiers. Meanwhile, Sadao continues with the operation. Suddenly his fingers hit something hard, it is bullet. And Sadao's American anatomy professor had trained him. He had intimately been trained. He was familiar with every atom in the human body. He remembered his anatomy professor's words. He used to drill into his students to operate without as complete knowledge of the body as if you had made it anything less than that is mother. Means when a doctor is performing an operation, he should have complete knowledge of the body. Otherwise, it is a crime. It is a crime as if you are committing a murder. Sadao talks quietly to his unconscious patient during the operation. It is Sadao's habit to talk to his patients as he operates upon them, and he used to call his patients my friend. Ironically, this patient who is being treated is not his friend but a prisoner of war. But during the operation, Dr. Sadao forgets and he refers to the American of prisoner of war who is his enemy as my friend. If we analyze this, Sadao's anatomy professor is the only American that Sadao isn't scathingly critical of in the story. It seems that the man's impressive knowledge of the medicine and surgery has eclipsed his prejudices, and he has great regard for his American anatomy professor who had trained him, and because of him, he was today a reputed doctor. In the context of surgery, all political and racial boundaries they fall away. Sadao and the man become surgeon and a friend. Sadao becomes completely absorbed in his operations and places his duty as a surgeon above all else. Sadao's sighs reveal how torn he is about fulfilling his duty as a uh, as a doctor and as a Japanese citizen. He has to perform the operation, save the American prisoner of war as a doctor, but as a citizen, he has to hand over this man to the Japanese police. Now, the post-operative care. Operation had already been performed and post-operative care was required. The white man eyes open and he looks terrified. Hannah feeds him by hand since none of the servants will do so. So post-operative care was taken care of by Hannah. And she lifts the spoon to his mouth. Hannah tells the white man he will soon grow strong, not liking him and yet moved to comfort him. So even she is torn. She doesn't like him because he is an enemy. At the same time, she is trying to comfort him, give him all post-operative care as a nurse. Several days later, Sadao checks on the white man and finds him sitting up in bed, his face bloodless with effort. Sadao commands the man to lie back lest he is trying to kill himself. So Sadao is trying his best to save this prisoner of war as a doctor. The boy, who looks only to be 17 years old, nervously asks Sadao what he is going to do with this prisoner. Whether he is going to save him or he has anything else in mind. The boy tries to know. After a moment, Sadao says he is unsure, though he ought to turn the boy over to the police. So, it is very clear that after treatment, this man was going to be handed over to the Japanese police. If we analyze this, we see that Hannah treats this man. At the same time, she doesn't like him. It shows the conflicting impulse to be kind to a fellow human versus the pull to see him as an enemy because of his being an American. Sadao saves the prisoner's life. The man who appears as a young boy, now that he has been cleaned up, could accidentally kill himself by straining too hard after the surgery. Sadao could simply let the boy kill himself, but he chooses to save his life again by sharply instructing him to lie back down. So he is fulfilling his duty as a doctor. Meanwhile, Sadao's use of the word ought again brings the duty of one's country to the forefront of the story. He is going to hand him over to the police after his treatment. So he is also torn between two duties. One is towards his country and the second towards his profession. Now, the servants, they are opposed to the doctor's and his wife's decision. So they give lot of resistance. There's a lot of resistance from the servants. Later, Hannah anxiously tells Sadao that the servants have threatened to quit while man stays any longer. If this white man stays any longer, they have decided to move out. According to the servants, Sadao and Hannah spend so much time in America that they have forgotten to think of their own country first. Now, actually, they like Americans. So this is the blame that they give Dr. Sadao and Hannah because they have stayed for long in America, so now they are more pro-Americans. Snipping a bud off bush, the gardener proclaims that the old master's son knows very well what he ought to do. The old gardener had been dedicated to his craft and to the household for a long time. He once created one of the finest moss gardens in Japan for Sadao's father. So they had been serving this house since Dr. Sadao's father's time. The cook says that their young master Sadao is painfully arrogant. He is so proud of his skill to save life that he saves any life. The cook skillfully splits the neck of the bird they will have for dinner, carefully saving the blood for the gardener to use. Blood is the best of fertilizers. So, while they are working, they are also discussing. Meanwhile, Yummy says that Sadao and Hannah are failing to consider their children's well-being. So, there is a warning from the servants. If we analyze this, we see that harshest criticism the servants can muster, they are giving towards Hannah and Sadao, that they are actually fond of Americans. The gardener's old age and loyal ties with Sadao's father suggest that Gardner and Dr. Sadao's father, they have the same view. The way the cook and the gardener share the blood from the fowl links to the old Japanese way of doing things, which Sadao's father was so committed to. The phrase blood is best of fertilizers is ominous, suggesting that Tom's blood split on Japanese land is good thing for Japan's growth. So if Tom is killed, it is good for Japan's growth. The servants' concerns are somewhat understandable, as they would perhaps be considered as traitors and sentenced to jail, even death too, if Tom's presence were made known to the authorities. This is Hannah's fear. Servants leave the house. After a week, servants band together and they leave the house. Hannah is devastated but doesn't show it. The servants are all crying. The cook and the gardener had been part of the household since Sadao was a child. Yummy is distraught to leave the children, but Hannah politely thanks them for their service and pays them off. That night, Hannah asks Sadao, why are we different from other Japanese arrivals of general's messengers? Later, Sadao permits Tom to spend few minutes on his feet per day. Tom nervously thanks Sadao for saving his life. Sadao tersely says not to thank him quite yet. That afternoon, a messenger in uniform arrives, sending Hannah into panic. Hannah is scared. The servants must have told the authorities about Tom. However, the messenger tells Sadao that he is needed at the palace. The old general is in pain again. When the messenger leaves, Hannah admits that she thought Sadao was going to be arrested. Looking into his wife's anxious eyes, Sadao says he must get rid of this man for her sake. So this is a warning bell. If we analyze this, we see that Sadao begins thinking about his duty as a husband. Tom's presence in the house is dangerous and he is at odds with his duty as a doctor, which is to take care of the man. Over and over, Sadao finds himself in possession of having conflicting duty, which shows the absurdity of all characters who define duty in a straightforward and ideological